Hi, good afternoon. I'm Staff Lieutenant Bill Haymaker. I'm with the Cleveland District of the Ohio State Highway Patrol. With me this afternoon, I have Lieutenant Rick Edwards with the Akron Police Department, Lieutenant Leo Shirkey with the Highway Patrol, Dr. Kohler with the Summit County Medical Examiner's Office. I also have Chief of Staff from the Mayor's Office, Ellen Lander-Nitch. Also have PIO officer from Akron Fire Department, and with me to the back there is from Red Cross, I have Charles Snyder. Just want to give everybody an update on what we do know so far in reference to the plane crash that happened about 2:53 p.m. Yesterday afternoon. What we do know at this time is that the plane involved was a chartered flight, was a chartered plane. It was a 10-passenger Hawker 700 twin-engine jet plane. This plane is owned by ExecuFlight. ExecuFlight is a company out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The owner of that plane has been we've been in contact with. They've been very cooperative. They've given us information about the people that had chartered that flight. Also, what we do know at this time is that that plane did leave Dayton Wright Brothers Airport yesterday afternoon, inbound for Akron Fulton Airport when the crash occurred. The crash did occur around 2:53 p.m. when Akron City Police Department started taking phone calls from residents in this area on Mogador Road. Also, what we do know is that we have received a manifesto of that plane, of who the occupants were of that plane, who they were supposed to be, also who the pilot and the co-pilot are. At this time, we have made contact with the families of those people. There was a pilot, a co-pilot, and said to be 7 passengers on that plane. All 9 of those people, from what there are no survivors of that plane. At this time, we have notified family. Our thoughts and prayer are definitely with the family. It's definitely a hard time for the family at this time. A lot of those people are from the Florida area. We do have people, family members. We know of one family here now, and possibly other family members starting to show up here in Akron. Also, we do know that the company that rented that jet is PEB Enterprises. PEB Enterprises is a real estate or a property management company out of Boca Raton, Florida. We know that company has made statements confirming that they did have 7 people on that plane that were from their company. Also, here on the ground, you have several residents that were affected by the crash, and one residence for sure is completely destroyed. That residence yesterday was told to be a one-family building. However, come to find it is a 4-family apartment complex, and then you also have another 4-family apartment complex to the right of that building and another one to the left of that building. So up to 12 families have been affected by the crash here on the ground here in Akron. 11 of those families have been confirmed that they have been in contact with the Red Cross. The Red Cross is helping assist with those families, whether it's food, clothing, and giving them the opportunity to put them up in hotels here locally until they can get back into their homes or given further instruction at that point. As far as the occupants of the plane, the recovery process, like we had said yesterday, is going to be lengthy in time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn over more specifics about that recovery process to Dr. Kohler from the Summit County Medical Examiner's Office.
Thank you. The Medical Examiner's Office is currently involved in the recovery process, and we're being assisted by personnel from the Mercyhurst University Applied Forensic Science Department. They are helping us to recover the remains and get them back into the office so that we can make identifications. We are continuing to gather additional information about the souls that were on this plane so that we can make positive identification. We are not going to release the names of the individuals until we've had an opportunity to confirm the identification and to notify the next of kin. We are also working with the Summit County Emergency Management Agency and the Red Cross to get a Family Assistance Center open. I was just informed that the Family Assistance Center is open, and we do have a number that family members can call to get provide information and to get information. The number that they gave me is 330-535-6131. Again, that's 330-535-6131. And we will be having personnel from the Ohio Mortuary Operations Response Team, or OMORT, coming in to reach out to these families and gather the additional information we need.
All right, where we go from here is that at this point we do have investigators here from the FAA. We also have personnel and investigators here from the NTSB. Those individuals will be taking over the investigation as far as answering any questions to how the accident occurred, more information about the plane, about the flight, where it was prior to coming into Akron. And we've been told that the vice chairman of the NTSB will be here at the scene. It is Bella Denzar. She will be putting on a press conference to update the media at 3 p.m. right here in this spot. So until that time, that's the information we have. At that time, we're hoping NTSB will have a little bit more information to give you guys at 3 o'clock. And I'll take any questions.
Talk about the difficulty with such a large area to deal with, and how difficult it is to try to investigate something.
Well, you know, it is a large area in the aspect, but honestly, it's actually relatively small, and we're kind of fortunate that it is on the smaller scale where the plane actually went down. And because where the crash scene is, yes, you have the one house that's involved, but you also have an embankment right behind that house, and that is kind of contained into that embankment area. So it may be perceived as a large area. To us, it's actually more of a confined area, and so we are fortunate that it is more of a confined area in our aspect of the investigation.
Are you having to go out and take out individual pieces?
Describe a little bit of the recovery process that goes on. You said this is going to take a while. Can you describe the process that you and the others have to go through?
What we are doing right now, OSP has been very useful to us in being able to provide a total station that allows us to document where the individuals are in relationship to the wreckage prior to our removal of the individuals. We're doing a very systematic and organized removal of these folks, and that we will get them to the office, gather information as far as identifying features, and be able to make that identification. It will take a period of time to get the medical records we need to make the ID. I'm not sure how quickly that will happen, but we are already in process trying to get folks identified.
It's a very unenviable task on the part of the people doing the recovery effort. I mean, what kind of individuals are these to have the stomach to do this type of thing?
The folks that are with us from Mercyhurst University are anthropologists. This is a process that they've gone through in the past and will continue to do in the future, and they have the skill set necessary to do a very organized recovery.
How many from Mercyhurst?
We have approximately 22 people here from Mercyhurst.
What is the job of OMORT? What do they do?
OMORT, the Ohio Mortuary Operations Response Team, is a large group from the state, various specialists in the areas of identifying individuals, working out at the scene for recovery, working in the Family Assistance Center. It's a multifaceted group. It's a fairly new group, and they are going to provide whatever assistance we need.
Can you talk about how you go about identifying?
You know, from my understanding, no one was injured on the ground from the crash itself, and whether there was the main building that was struck, there was no occupants in that building at the time, so we are very fortunate of that. As far as the other two buildings left and right of the crash scene, it is unknown who was actually home at the time of the crash.
Have you had a chance to take a quick assessment of the
intact? Where are the engines at? That type of thing?
You know, as far as the crash scene, as stated yesterday, the fuselage, the passenger compartment is somewhat intact. It's not a scattered scene. It is heavily burned, and that's what lies the problem with the recovery at this point. And that's why we have the specialists doing what they are, who know how to make those types of recoveries.
Any evidence of radio maydays on the plane?
The whole recovery. Can you confirm that the plane was making a descent into the airport at the time of the accident?
As far as the recovery, it could be a matter of days. You know, it's going to be extensive in nature. I mean, between the investigation of from the NTSB and FAA, along with the medical examiner's office, the things that they need to do, you know, it's going to take some time. And again, we won't be putting out any. You won't hear any names of any passengers or pilots or co-pilot coming from us until 100% that we've identified those people that were on that plane. We realize that there are families here, and those families, you know, are free to make statements as they wish, but you will not. You know, we can't put out names of anybody on that plane.
Did radio traffic with ATC indicate any kind of a problem on board?
We don't know that at this time, and that's something maybe NTSB can answer at a later date.
Aside from what the crash site tells you initially as investigators,
Very intense fire. We were only able to identify the pilot and co-pilot. Can you give us a sense of the state of the remaining passengers? Are you finding intact bodies?
You know, we'd honestly not really want to get into the details of that. I mean, it is a severe crash. I mean, to put out, you know, specific details about that, you know, realizing that, you know, we do have family members, we do have friends and family that have been affected by this, and for that, you know, somebody asked about, you know, what kind of person it takes and the effects of the people on the ground here. We do have the Summit County Victims Assistance Program that's also helping with that, because we realize the people directly here involved that are making those recoveries, whether it be the Highway Patrol, Akron Police Department, members of the FAA, everybody, and the medical examiner's office. Those people may need additional assistance from that type of program, and anybody else that feels that they would need that assistance, phone number for them is 330-376-0040. Again, that's the Summit County Victims Assistance Program.
Do you anticipate the
Can you
recovery to
describe at all
take
the
days?
damage to the houses adjacent? You said the one was destroyed, but what about the houses?
You know, it was just affected by a lot of heat from the original fire, so there is minor damage to those houses. I would say they're not. Probably it's going to take a little bit to give them livable again before they can move right back in.
Were all of the passengers from Florida, and where were they going? What was their itinerary?
We just know that they were flying into Akron Fulton Airport. You know, where they were going from that, we don't know at this time. We do know that PEB Enterprises is again from Boca Raton, Florida. So whether all these people lived in Florida, that's not information that I can give out right now. Okay, but that's where the company they work for.
Can you give us
why
a
they were
sense of the
coming here?
recovery of how long?
No, I don't. Pardon me?
Can you give us a sense of how long you think the recovery will take?
Yeah, we don't know at this time the recovery. So, you know, and that's something again that the NTSB will answer at some point, whether it's 3 o'clock today or beyond that. That is something that they will answer at a later date. We don't have that information. So, as of right now, again, NTSB will assume the full investigation of this. They will be doing a briefing at 3 p.m. at this location. Hopefully they can answer some of those questions for you. As far as us right here, I think it's all we have right now at this time. And we appreciate everybody, you know, sticking through with us on this. And again, it's right now thinking about the families and the loved ones involved at this point. So.
Lieutenant, what likely will come from the NTSB at 3 o'clock beyond?
Yeah, I don't know, sir. That's something that we'll have to find out. Yeah, that's something we'll find out from them. Yeah.
Can you give us numbers of your names?
Yeah, we'll do that over the side here. I mean,
Can you spell it?
Dr. Kohler, Kohler.
First name?
Lisa.
First name.
Lisa.
Thank you.
And it's Staff Lieutenant Bill Haymaker, Haymaker. Staff Lieutenant Bill Haymaker, Haymaker, with the Cleveland District of the Ohio State Highway Patrol. All right, thank you.